Welcome to another episode of New Shoe Review. I am back with another episode here to introduce a shoe that I picked up at Ross. There's a lot of places to buy shoes. Ross is one of them. And the great thing about Ross is you don't get a box. Actually, I don't know if that makes it a good thing or not. But I will say that there's some pretty stellar deals there. I think so far I've gotten probably about 3 pairs of shoes or something from Ross. Ross is a good place to, find a good pickup every once in a while. They also have some terrible deals. Never buy Hoka's there. They're like $100. Not that Hoka's aren't expensive already, but I will say the deals aren't great on Hoka's. But otherwise, Ross is a great place to find some shoes. I think I got some decent Nike ACGs that were, I think, the React foam, so that was pretty cool. Also picked up a pair of Adidas Pure Boost, and these were shoes that were, $30, $40. It is a sweet spot for Ross. And today, I am here to show you another pair that I found recently, and these are pretty cool. So this is the Sean Wotherspoon Superearth. They are basically a pair of superstars made with, I think, a lot of sustainable materials and, earth themed and focused. And they're an interesting pair of shoes. I actually, I was very surprised to find them at Ross. This is not something that I thought I would find there. But look, there it is. Look, Ross price tag, $29.99. And I will say that's a darn good price for, this pair of shoes. They are a little wild. And I will say that this is something that, I probably wouldn't have normally picked up, but look at these shoes. There's a lot of detail on it, and it's crazy. The fringe is cool. It's extending off the, different flowers and stuff that are on the shoes, but otherwise, for all intents and purposes, it feels like a superstar. It feels like a well-constructed superstar. It does have this, black sort of material. Apparently there's a white version, and this is the black version, and all the rest of the details are just little things that Sean had added to it overall. I will say that I love the colorway. I'm usually not a black superstar fan. I'm definitely not a black Air Force One kind of person, but this superstar looks nice, and actually the details pop even better against the black than they do against the white pair. I love the the light blue that's up here. I love the color pop of the laces as well. The fun little sort of things that go over the top of the laces as well. It's a great pair of shoes. Bottom looks pretty standard. You will see that it's speckled just a little bit, so that's kind of interesting. But really for $29, I felt like it was a good deal. And retail, these things are I think $140. You can basically I think find it for under that on GOAT. But at the same time, still a pretty darn good deal on this pair of shoes for only $29. I ended up going with an 11, and I will say that I'm, said this before on another episode, but I am a 10.5 generally, and that goes for Nike, Adidas. But these I actually did get an 11, and I am happy that I did. I put my foot in it, and it seems like, having a little bit of extra room is actually really helpful. So, just the color variances, all the things that, the little details, make this a pretty darn cool shoe. So overall, I feel like, this is a great idea. This is a great pickup. $29. How could you beat that? That's cool. I must say, I'm probably going to cut the fringe off. That is one thing that, I appreciate the idea, but also that's going to act like a straw on the ground in case you ever, walk into a puddle and then it's just going to soak it up. And then it's going to get on these things, and they are just going to turn nasty. So actually what I'm thinking about doing is actually just cutting off this fringe. And I'm probably just going to do that. I think that'll make it for a cleaner pair of shoes, number one. And number two, I don't need this fringe hanging off the side of it. That kind of messes it up. I'm not usually a person to modify my shoes. There's those pairs of shoes from Nike that actually had the leather, sort of the top layer that you could rub off. And I won't. I refuse to. It's a pair of Nike SBs. And anyway, and I think the color changed from gray to pink. But you know what? I haven't done it. I can't bring myself to do it. I have another pair of Nike Dunks that have that thing. I think of the Maui Wowies. Still can't bring myself to take off that top layer. I feel like they look cool as they are. But this shoe is different. I'm going to cut this fringe off, and I feel like that's actually going to make it cleaner in terms of its overall appearance, but it also just won't get nasty as these things drag on the ground. So my only real hesitation is really that fringe, but otherwise I feel like a dope pair of shoes for $29. So shout out to Ross and having some sick deals sometimes, and you can find interesting stuff. It's I wouldn't expect to find a Sean Wotherspoon collab there, but I could anticipate this. Obviously this is not the Nike 197. This isn't Sean's pinnacle. This isn't the best work, but it's a cool shoe. Sean has a very interesting take on aesthetics and style, and a lot of it can be loud and colorful. Overall, I feel like it's absolutely great fit and finish. So I'm going to do two things. I'm going to destroy it. I'm going to cut off this fringe, and then I will actually walk around in it and show you the look on feet. Thanks, and I'll show you that in 1 second. And look at that. There we go. It's all taken care of. I took all the fringe off. I've actually been delaying on doing that, just thinking about it. But I'm happy I did it because, honestly, I didn't want that fringe to get all nasty. It reminded me of having, like, Jinkos. And, you'd get, like, the back of, like, the jean that would get totally nappy and disgusting. But anyway, yeah. So I took it off. Now the sides of the shoes are, definitely a lot cleaner. I cut it pretty close, but I wasn't trying to get it down to the, the absolute nub. But actually, I think it turned out really well, and the shoes still look awesome. They look great. So $29, sick deal at Ross. Highly recommend. Sean Wotherspoon, Superearth, and then cut the fringe off. So yeah, there, destroyed it. Just kidding. No, I feel like that was actually a good thing to do. All right, now let's take a look on feet.